Good evening. My name is Darius, and welcome to another episode of Your Home is Your Castle. I think it's our fifth episode. Hi, Tom. How are you?
Hi, Darius. You right? I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. So today, just briefly, I'm going to introduce the subject. We're going to talk about right to buy scheme, where you can purchase a property from your council. And we will tell you who can apply, who is eligible, what is the discount as calculated by the council, and that discount is your deposit. Can you sell that property? And also what are advantages and disadvantages of using that scheme. So before we start, we need to do housekeeping. Tom?
Like usual, there is two things what we need to remind it. The first one is that this is not any form of any sort of the advice, any form of the advice. So if you're looking for any advice, please contact us after the program. And the second one is that, as Darius just actually left this on the screen, that your home might be repossessed if you do not keep your payments of your mortgage or any other debts secure on it. So Darius, let's start it. Tell me or tell to the audience what is actually the right to buy and when it has been introduced.
Okay, so it was introduced in the year I was born by Margaret Thatcher, 1980. It was quite revolutionary that day. Margaret Thatcher gave everyone the option to buy their council home or flat. The rules around it are in the Housing Act 1980. In Scotland, it was also introduced in the same year, and the act is called Tenants' Rights Act Scotland 1920. So that's, how old is it then? It's 41 years old, that scheme.
Okay, yeah, so this was the year when you were born. It's also the same my year. So let's actually describe maybe who can actually apply or who is eligible to purchase the property, their own property through the program of the right to buy. Is for the tenants. Do you have some? Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry. No, that's just for Margaret Thatcher that she started it for sale. I don't. We don't have an image for who is eligible. So who can apply? You can apply if it's. Do you want to do it, Tom, or me? You can do it.
Yeah, go for it. All right, I will say it. So you can apply it if you actually if you are on the tenancy agreement with the council. Usually is if you're on an agreement for 3 to 5 years, depending on the council, you have a right, or you might have a right to just purchase the property. So if you would like to check it, you need to look into your contract with the council. You can apply jointly with other members of the family, but who actually are on this tenancy agreement as well. So, and I think it's up to 3 members of staff, or 3 members of the family can actually apply for it if the individual lives at least 12 months into the property. Yeah. Okay. So what about discount, Darius? Because there is different types of discounts, and there is a very similar program which is called the right to acquire, which we gonna talk about probably next week, or in 2 weeks' time. This moment we're going to focus on the right to buy program. So right to buy program has discount depending of the years of the tenancy. Darius, do you have any slides which you can describe that?
I have.
You can just say.
Before I tell it here as well. So if you've lived at least 3 years in your council property, and in some councils it's 5, but usually you can do it from 3 years, so you need to check with your particular council because it could be different. You can apply to buy it. When you apply to buy it, the council values the property, sends a valuer out usually, and then establishes a market price. So let's say, I don't know, that the market price is £200,000. And from that, they calculate the discount, which we're going to show. I have slides showing the discounts amounts.
Yeah, that's
And the
depend of
discount is
the.
mainly based, on how long have you been a tenant, the type of property, and there is massive difference if you are buying a flat or a house, and the discount depends basically on the value of your house, because it's added to the value of your house. It's worked out. So let me put the slide on.
So you look for the slide, and I will just. So, like Dariusz has described, it, the difference between the flats and houses is quite high. You will start when you purchase your house. Is you start from the discount of 35%, and as we have mentioned before, it depends of council to council. In some of them is 3 years. In some of them is 5 years. So after the year fifth, so sixth and higher, you will get like 1% per every year. And as you can see on the slide, it's up to 70% or up to £84,000. Of course, London has a
outside of
different.
London, and 112, And what is important, that discount is treated by the bank if you need a mortgage, if you don't happen to have cash for the rest part of the property purchase. If you need a mortgage, that discount is treated as your deposit. So if you're buying a house, let's say you have the lowest discount of 35%, that's your deposit to purchase a property. So you get quite a good mortgage deal, because that's quite a high deposit. And imagine if you had like a 70% deposit, then your mortgage rate would be the best available on the market, most probably. So you don't need your own funds for the deposit when buying a right to buy scheme.
Yeah. The second one is about flats. It's 50%. You're starting from 50%, and same principle between 3 to 5 years. And after the year fifth, so sixth and higher, you're gaining 2% every year, and also up to 70%, which is 84,200. And of course, the different prices for London itself. So as Dariusz has described, you do not need any form of additional deposits when you would like to purchase the property, either the flats or the house. And so the discount given from the council, which is based on the year of your tenancy, it will be enough as a deposit here, technically. Okay. So Dariusz, the question, because I have heard that many people was asking, what if I will sell the property in which I actually previously bought it from the council? Do I have to actually, is there any fees, anything you need to give it back, or is okay? How does it work?
Yeah. So with selling, there are two very important dates, sort of. First is 10 years. So up to 10 years after you buy it, you have to offer it back to your landlord, to the council. So they have the right to buy it first. And if you sell it within 5 years, you will have to give back a percentage of the discount that you received. So if you sell it after 5 years, there is no discount that you have to give back. But if you do it within 5 years, you will have to give back part of the discount that you received. And basically,
I think it's like 20% every year. So if you're selling in the first year, you need to give it technically all of it. If you're selling and in the second year, 80%, the third year, 60%. That's the principle.
Okay, let's stop for a minute, because we have a few viewers today. I'm glad you are with us. If you can say hi, where are you from, and whether you've seen our lives before, and if you give us a like and share, then there could be more people seeing that, if they are interested in buying right to buy properties, or generally they're interested in mortgages.
Okay.
Yeah, for this one, we have a question for this subject. We had a question sent to us before by John from York, and he asked, can I let a property bought from the council after the purchase? So you are buying it from the council. Can you become a landlord, and can it be rented out? It can, basically, but if you have a mortgage, you need to ask your lender's permission and make sure that they are happy with that. So it is possible. Now, the last thing is, I think, that was fast, Tom. It's only 9 minutes. It's
That's good.
it's really good. Yeah. So there are obviously, as with everything, probably advantages and disadvantages of purchasing with right to buy.
Which
Do
one
you
you gonna
want
do
to?
it?
Yeah. Do you want to deal with advantages?
Okay, fair enough. So, as a main advantage is that many of us would like to own their own property. So we're becoming like the property owner, yeah. And the additional one is that you can purchase the property with the pretty high discount. And as we have described before, depends of the years of your tenancy. It might be starting from 35% and going higher up to the 70 technically. Also, what is important, we are becoming like we do not have to give it this discount back if we keep the property for minimum 5 years. After that, you need to make your own decision. Are you planning to stay there for the rest of your life, or are you planning to sell it? But there is no need to give it back any deposit or any discount from the council. I think that will be pretty much about advantages. Darius, just cover some negative side now.
Yeah, I can add one advantage, Tom. I thought we have an article on our a blog on our website that if some council tenants bought properties in London, so they bought them with a massive discounts, and then I don't know, 10 years have passed, and these properties are worth over £1 million. So this program actually made some council tenants who bought their properties millionaires. Really, if they sold, they probably ended up having more than £1 million. So it is a very beneficial program. Really, you should really consider it if you are living in a council property at least 3 years. We didn't say, and I think I need to add it here. How do you do it? So how do you apply? First, you contact your council that you want to buy it and sort of let them know. If you are eligible to buy it, they will tell you, and they will start the process. And there's probably a form, but so you start the process, and there will be evaluation on your property. So that's how you start. Contact your local council first, find out whether you can buy your property with a right to buy scheme, and then they will start with the valuation process. Okay, so disadvantages. The advantage when you had a council house was that a lot of repairs were done by the council. So if something went wrong, the council did the repairs. So the disadvantage is it's your home. So the massive disadvantage of that is you have to repair it yourself, basically. A big disadvantage for flats, and we've had a few horror stories, is that let's say there is a block of flats and there is 100 flats, and only two of them, 100 council-owned flats, and only two of them were bought by their tenants. And now, if the council decides to change cladding or make like a major repair to the building, and it will cost £20 million, you will pay an equal share of that £20 million. And I've heard horror stories. I think it was in Leeds that someone got a bill from the council for the planned works for £100,000, where the flat was worth 170. And in London, I think it was £200,000. Yeah. So it could be dangerous, especially if it's a flat and it's a leasehold then, and you are, you have to share the cost of repairs, basically. The other disadvantage is that you can get evicted if you stop paying your mortgage, but that's the disadvantage of having a mortgage, basically. So that's it, I think. Tom, we did it in 40 minutes.
Yeah, just as because you have just touched the subject of how you actually can start the whole process. So please, contact your council. I think the form is called RTB1. So when you actually fill the form, you're just making your, informing the council that you would like to purchase the property. They might send a valuer. However, in these current conditions, it might take couple of weeks, if not months. So please be patient. Of course, all of those credibility and affordability need to be checked in the meantime. So if you would like any help with it, you should actually visit one of your local or financial advisors, or we can actually help you with the whole process. And I think that would be the first point. That's contact the council and then contact your advisor to just find out if you can buy it and how much you you can actually afford to borrow. Dariusz, anything else from you?
No, I think that's it. Thank you all for watching. You are watching Your Home is Your Castle. It's a series of lives about mortgages and the process of purchasing a property. We will be back in 2 weeks' time, where we will talk about a similar program called Right to Acquire. So it's buying a property of your housing association. So I would say thank you very much for being with us, and good night, Tom.
Yes, thank you very much. Have a good night, and we see you in 2 weeks' time. Thank you.